Hello, this is a quick demo of an Ubuntu HTML5 app that I've written that uses the online accounts API that is exposed in JavaScript. So what this means is that you can write an HTML5 app and the JavaScript in the HTML5 app is able to interact with the online accounts system service, which is available on the Ubuntu desktop and on Ubuntu phones and tablets, and interact with it and find out what are the currently enabled online accounts at a system level, and then authenticate them, get information about them. So I'll just simply say that online accounts is very useful because what it allows an end user to do is, for example, in system settings, you go to online accounts, you can enable certain accounts, which means you provide the login credentials. Then the system is able to to connect to those web services and then use them for various things. For example, if you enable the Facebook online account, then when you search on the dash in Photos, the search will include photographs that your friends on Facebook have posted. There's a Google Drive search capability as well. So these are very useful. And so with that being said, basically the next thing to say is that this app, which I should say there's the branch, feel free to take a look at it. The next thing that I want to do is launch the app and say that what the app is it allows you to drill into the currently configured online accounts. So it does not yet, this app doesn't interact with online web services. That will be another demo app. What this does is it interacts with the platform online accounts API and gets all of the information. And this app is written in Ubuntu UI HTML5. So it uses things like pages, pagestack, Ubuntu lists. It's styled like an Ubuntu application, etc. So it is also maybe of interest for folks who are interested in learning how to write HTML5 Ubuntu apps. All right. With that being said, let's take a quick look at the home page. We have two filters here, provider and service, and then a button, list accounts. So the way online accounts are structured is that every account has a provider, and that provider can offer one or more services. So for example, if Facebook could be the provider of an online account, of a main account, well, Facebook actually offers several services, which we'll see right now. If I just click list accounts, we see here that there are 4 accounts that are currently configured and available. The top 3, right here, it shows that the provider is Facebook. And then the next field shows the actual service. So this is Facebook Contacts, Facebook Microblog, Facebook Sharing. The bottom one, the provider is Google, and the service is Google Drive. So this is an Ubuntu list that's been populated with this data from the API. If we click on one, let's say Facebook Contacts, we then see the details of this provider and service. And it's formatted as a set of lists. The first one is just a name. That's the name that's associated with the account. Then there's 3 fields about the provider. ID field, whose value is Facebook, display name, Facebook, icon name, Facebook. Then there's a service object, ID Facebook Contacts, also display name and an icon. And then down below we have an authentication results list. This is the actual state of the current authentication. So error is currently null, which is good. There's no errors. Authenticate the value is true. So that means, authenticated. That means this is authenticated. There's also a data object. The bottom 2 objects are actually internal to the data object. The first one is access token and a long string of numbers and letters. This is the authorization token that you can then presumably use to interact with the web API. So this is the key bit of information. And then data expires. So this is let's also indicate that if we want to see the raw output, we can just click anywhere and it shows the raw details. So this is that same information, simply not formatted as Ubuntu lists. We have a provider object. This is a JSON object with the fields. We have a service object. Again, here it's a dictionary with the fields, the keys and their values. And lastly, the auth object or authorization object, where we see error null, authenticated true, and then data. And data is a sub-object in JSON. Here's the access token, and the rest of it runs off the page. So basically, we can use the back button to pop this page off the page stack. That's another point that's worth making, not related to online accounts, but the Ubuntu UI, the HTML5 Ubuntu UI. We have two different ways of organizing our apps. There's tab style and page style. Page stack style, really. Page stack is for deep. That is, there's a stack of pages. Your home page starts on top, and then you push new pages on top. And then each time you switch focus to that new page on top, automatically there's a toolbar currently at the bottom with a back button. When that gets clicked, the top page gets taken off the page stack, returning to where you were. So we can, from here, go in and then go in further and just always use the back button to pop the current page off and get back home. Okay, so let's take a look at the two filter fields. These are a part of the API and useful. So you can filter by provider. If we just type in Facebook here, we can list the accounts, and now we only see 3. The Google one is gone. We can also filter by service. So let's say Facebook-contacts, list accounts, we're down to just that one. Naturally, service will work even if provider is left empty. Last thing I'm going to show is that this is all this is dynamic data that shows the current state. So I'm going to list the accounts. I have 4 accounts. Okay. Now I'm going to go on the desktop here to the online accounts, which you can't see the whole screen, but I'm going to basically disable the Google online account, turn it off. Okay, it's now turned off. If I come back to the app and then just list the accounts, Google is gone. So it is dynamic. It shows the current state. If I go back, turn it on, here it is, back again. Okay, so that's it. That shows, it basically allows you to drill into the detail of the current online accounts. This app in the background is using, the JavaScript is calling the Ubuntu App Platform Online Account API to get this information. That's about all. Thanks for listening. Cheers.